In one of our previous videos, we discussed the top 5 strongest armies in the world. It's undoubtedly interesting information, but for many years, the top 5 armies have remained relatively stable. The United States maintains its leadership, followed by Russia, China, and India. Only a few countries have the potential to displace the United Kingdom from the 5th position. It's much more intriguing to observe the second 5. Its composition is constantly changing, and different countries may have various advantages. Some excel in aviation, while others possess powerful ground forces. Some prioritize quantity, while others focus on quality and technology. Today, we will try to identify the 6th to 10th positions in the ranking of the world's strongest countries. We'd be pleased to hear your opinions on this topic in the comments. Number 6. Pakistan. Number of military personnel. Total, 1,704,000. Active, 654,000. Aviation. Total aircraft, 1,413 units. Fighters interceptors, 363 units. Helicopters, 322 units. Naval forces. Naval vessels, 114 units. Submarines, 9 units. Ground forces. Tanks, 3,742 units. Artillery, including rocket launchers, 6,308 units. Defense budget, 7.5 billion. Pakistan possesses not only numerous but also well-equipped armed forces capable of fulfilling their assigned tasks. Due to ongoing territorial disputes, conflicts with India can arise at any time. Consequently, Pakistan is compelled to allocate significant resources to maintain a powerful and capable military. Acknowledging India's superiority in conventional armed forces, Pakistan has around 140 nuclear warheads in its arsenal, ready to be employed in defense of its sovereignty. Approximately 90% of Pakistan's ground forces are dedicated to protecting the country's sovereignty and territorial integrity, addressing tasks related to safeguarding land borders and combating illegal armed formations. The ground forces are equipped with a substantial amount of domestically and internationally produced tracked and wheeled vehicles, artillery, and rocket systems. The air forces are designed to achieve and maintain air superiority, providing air support to ground and naval forces, covering important infrastructure and troop concentrations from the air, striking enemy objects and personnel, conducting aerial reconnaissance, and airlifting personnel and cargo. Pakistan's air forces are numerous and technologically advanced, primarily featuring American-made aircraft. The naval forces are tasked with defending the state's maritime borders, naval bases, and ports, supporting ground forces in coastal areas, and conducting maritime landings. Number 7. France. Number of military personnel. Total, 415,000. Active, 205,000. Aviation. Total aircraft, 1,004 units. Fighters interceptors, 226 units. Helicopters, 438 units. Naval forces. Naval vessels, 126 units. Submarines, 9 units. Ground forces. Tanks, 222 units. Artillery, including rocket launchers, 115 units. Defense budget, 45.9 billion. France boasts one of the world's largest military budgets, allowing its army to possess a diverse arsenal of modern weaponry, including advanced aircraft, helicopters, tanks, missile systems, and other types of weapons. Notably, a significant portion of France's military equipment is domestically produced, showcasing a powerful defense industry complex. France actively participates in international peacekeeping operations, maintaining a military presence in various parts of the world, especially in Africa. It's no surprise that the French army is renowned for the high professionalism of its personnel. Additionally, France possesses nuclear weapons, with 300 warheads in its arsenal, ranking third in quantity after the United States and Russia. While the French army may not impress with its numerical strength, the effectiveness of French weaponry, the quality of personnel training, a robust defense industry complex, and the presence of nuclear weapons make the French armed forces among the strongest in the world. Number 8. South Korea. Number of military personnel. Total, 1,130,000. Active, 555,000. Aviation. Total aircraft, 1,602 units. Fighters interceptors, 402 units. Helicopters, 739 units. Naval forces. Naval vessels, 157 units. Submarines, 22 units. Ground forces. Tanks, 2,331 units. Artillery, including rocket launchers, 9,347 units. Defense budget, $42.1 billion. Given the long-standing tension in relations with North Korea, it's not surprising that South Korea is compelled to maintain a powerful army. Since 2021, North Korea has conducted around 90 tests of strategic and cruise missiles, with South Korea being the most obvious target in a real conflict. South Korea stands as one of the leading military forces in the Asia-Pacific region. The country actively invests in the development of its army and defense industry complex, making its military one of the most technologically advanced in the world. Despite its small territory, South Korea's ground forces comprise approximately 485,000 military personnel, making them one of the largest ground armies globally. The Korean Air Force, both in terms of quantity and quality, ranks 5th globally, surpassing even the United Kingdom and France. Additionally, the country possesses a powerful domestically produced military fleet. Alongside the United States, Russia, France, and China, South Korea is among the largest producers of military equipment globally, including aircraft, tanks, missiles, and naval vessels. The country actively participates in international military exercises and collaborates with its allies, including the United States, actively adopting their combat experience and modern warfighting methods. If South Korea had nuclear weapons, it would definitely overtake both France and Pakistan. Number 9. Turkey. Number of military personnel. Total, 775,000. Active, 425,000. Aviation. Total aircraft, 1,065 units. Fighters interceptors, 205 units. Helicopters, 478 units. Naval forces. Naval vessels, 154 units. Submarines, 12 units. Ground forces. Tanks, 2,229 units. Artillery, including rocket launchers, 3,661 units. Defense budget, $25.2 billion. Situated at the crossroads of Europe and Asia, Turkey is one of the leading forces in the region and possesses one of the strongest armies globally. Its ground forces rank second in strength among NATO countries, trailing only the United States. Initially equipped mainly with American and German armored vehicles in the early 2000s, Turkey's ground forces have since developed an active domestic defense industry. In 2011, they unveiled the domestic Altai tank, surpassing the German Leopard in some aspects. Turkey also exports wheeled and tracked infantry fighting vehicles. Turkey has a relatively large naval fleet comprising various types of vessels, including frigates, submarines, and patrol ships. The Turkish Air Force predominantly features American aircraft, including approximately 200 modern F-16s. Turkey is a leader in the production of combat drones, with the Bayraktar TB2 proving effective during the Russian-Ukrainian conflict. Until recently, Turkey's weak point was its air defense. However, the acquisition of a significant number of Russian S-400 systems, among the most effective globally, has strengthened its capabilities. As a NATO member, Turkey actively collaborates with other countries in international military operations, particularly in the Middle East, where its armed forces demonstrate high efficiency. Number 10. Japan. Number of military personnel. Total, 309,000. Active, 240,000. Aviation. Total aircraft, 1,451 units. Fighters interceptors, 217 units. Helicopters, 566 units. Naval forces. Naval vessels, 155 units. Submarines, 21 units. Ground forces. Tanks, 1,004 units. Artillery, including rocket launchers, 817 units. Defense budget, $39.6 billion. Until recently, Japan spent only 1% of its GDP on its armed forces, with its constitution restricting the use of military force abroad. Today, Japan allocates 2% of its GDP to its armed forces, giving it one of the largest defense budgets globally. The aggressive actions of North Korea and the increased possibility of armed conflict between China and Taiwan prompted Japan in 2016 to relax restrictions on the use of its armed forces, allowing limited participation in foreign missions. As an island nation, Japan has numerous maritime military bases and possesses a large and highly technologically advanced naval fleet in the region, including aircraft carriers, destroyers, corvettes, submarines, and cruisers. Japan's Air Self-Defense Force is equipped with American-made military aircraft and helicopters, some of which are produced under license in Japan. Outdated aircraft, such as the F-4EJ, are gradually being replaced by the world's most advanced F-35. While Japan's ground forces may not boast a large number of tanks and artillery, their small size is compensated by the highest quality and technological sophistication of military equipment. A weak point of the Japanese army is the lack of combat experience, as Japan has refrained from participating in armed conflicts for a long time and only recently began limited involvement, primarily in peacekeeping missions.